Hello, hello. Thank you for joining us in this new edition of three of us presenting and sharing about a new role we have recently opened. My name is Anna. I'm head of people at Nectar, and today I brought two of my lovely colleagues, Daniel and Peter, and we want to share with you a bit about a role we have recently opened, which is a data scientist position. And we're super happy that you're here and want to discover more. To introduce, I'll pass over the word, Daniel. Can you share some words of who you are and why you are here?
Yes, sure. Thank you, Anna. Very nice to meet you. My name is Daniel. I'm product lead here at Nectar. And I think that's already something that's unique to this role. We're looking for a really product-driven data scientist. So product works super closely with data science because we're not building just models. We're actually looking for impact for our clients. And that's why I'm super happy that we will add another person to this team.
And hello, my name is Peter. I'm a data scientist here, currently in a team of two, and you will be the next addition to this team. So yeah, we're looking forward to finding you and working with you. I've been here for a year, and now we'll tell you some more about this position.
Yes, and also Peter, you are venturing yourself into very interesting and very exciting personal phase of your life, and maybe you want to share a bit about that because this is also one of the reasons why we're sitting here today and talking
Exactly. So the trigger for opening up this position right now is actually that I will be going on parental leave for half a year starting in January. But instead of looking for a replacement or a temporary position, this has actually aligned with the strategic decision to increase the size of the data science team. So it's going to be 3 people. Right now it's Nicholas, the colleague who's been here longer, and senior data scientist, and then me and hopefully you. Yes.
We also have a team that is dispersed between Vienna. So we have our headquarters here in Vienna, and Nicolas is based in France. So we also have a remote setup. We're primarily looking for a team member to join us in Vienna, but also open for remote options. Maybe let's talk a bit about what makes this role special, because of course there would be potentially several data scientist positions out there. Why do you think, Daniel, should a person apply specifically to Nectar, and what is different than other data scientist roles?
I've actually, for a long time in my career, worked super closely with data scientists. And I think the field can be lived in very different ways. Ways where it's more like research heavy, where it's really about fundamental new models and maths and so on, which has its position. But I think what we're really looking forward to is someone who will drive the impact that we as a company have for our customers. So data science is key to our value proposition, and that's also why it's so dear to my heart. If we talk about improving the product, then to a large extent that can be done by improving how we do the service that we do. So if you're looking for a job where you're not researching something in a lab, but you can have real world impact, where you can actually see that our customers are making tens of thousands of euros more in revenue because of a change that you did, that's motivating to you, then I think you're at the right place here.
Exactly. So this is a position that is for a data science position. I think it's very broad. So you will be doing everything from ad hoc analysis to actually working on a very cool and exciting new path that we're currently starting, which is going more towards reinforcement learning. There is also, for example, client exposure, so direct contact to our clients. And so it can be very exciting, not just from the data science side, but also from the business side.
Definitely. And for that, we're looking for quite a special person. In terms of hard skills, I don't want to dive now into detail because it also is quite visible now a job description, but maybe we talk a bit about the right mindset or soft skills, and the right is already giving what does it even mean? And maybe Peter, can you explain us a bit what kind of mindset we're usually looking for? What are the people that make Nectar a special place to work at?
Yeah, so it's a very dynamic place. It's an open place. It's very very collaborative and cross-functional. So there's a lot of communication. So we're looking for somebody who's a good communicator who can drive things forward. While we acknowledge and know it is important sometimes to just dive deep into a subject, it's also important to communicate progress, communicate new insights, being able to also deliver value in a timely manner, depending on the current project setup. So ideally it would be somebody, and you would be somebody with startup experience or experience in a dynamic working environment. And other than that, that is part of the job description. We're looking for somebody who has experience with already deploying models to production. And as I said before, it's quite broad position. So it's also maintenance of the pipelines we have in place, then adjusting things according to clients' wishes as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on. And so we want somebody who is able to juggle, I think, these different requirements, and who also enjoys this.
Yeah, I would maybe add to everything that Pete just said. For me, it's also this product mindset. I mean, in my role, that's kind of what I have to look out for. But for me, that means falling in love with the problem and not the solution. So don't think about the tools that you would like to use and then find a way to apply them. But try to understand, what are we trying to achieve? What's the customer trying to achieve? And how can we make that happen? And sometimes maybe the first version is not going to be the most sophisticated, technical solution. But maybe we can start having a first impact with a small step, and combining that with the larger vision of going into a more technical, sophisticated direction. But I think this ability to really fall in love with the problem, that's something that's super important to us as a company, and to me specifically, to make sure that our work has impact from day one.
Yeah, so it's a strongly iterative process. We start with something, deliver value, and go from there, and try to increase complexity and optimize it. And so, yeah.
And the beauty is that you all can take over initiative and responsibilities very soon. So we're also really looking for somebody who is keen on taking on responsibility and owning certain area of our product.
Exactly. You're actually the one who owns what you're doing, but that's also, that alone can be a great plus. But what I personally experience as the big pro in this regard is that you're also trusted to do that, and that you have a lot of freedom in how you structure your day, how you structure your work, because everybody knows that you strive to go in that direction.
And I think with this ownership that you mentioned, Anna, also comes one thing that's also important for me for this role, which is a desire to understand our domain. What we're doing is quite specific, right? It's about the specific use case in mobility, especially in shared mobility. And I think in order to have that impact that I keep mentioning, it's really important to want to dive deep into the mechanics of what car sharing is, how demand looks like. I don't know, for example, how far are people willing to walk? Those really domain-related things, not just the models themselves, but also understanding the application in the context of our industry.
And a lot of people ask us, do I need to bring in that industry know-how and experience already when applying? And I always say it's a nice to have. It's a super nice added value, but it's not a must-have. These are questions that you would definitely also dive in and learn more about when on the job. So it's not a requirement for us, but yes, definitely having this interest and curiosity and willingness to learn is definitely needed.
The requirement is wanting to dive into it, right? And learn something new, and not just stay within a very encapsulated realm, more or less. Yeah.
I agree. Maybe I can ask you a bit more of a personal question. you, like Peter, you mentioned that you are here with us now for a good year. Maybe you can share a bit about what you enjoy, particularly working at Nectar, about working with Nicholas in the data science team, or with the rest of the tech team, with Daniel, about the environment, about the working style. Maybe you can elaborate a bit on it.
So yeah, for me, it is actually about the people here. So what I enjoy most at Nectar, I think, is on the one hand the freedom and the trust that you experience in your work, but on the other hand, it's a good crowd. It's in every interaction, I feel like there's support, there's respect, and oftentimes a lot of fun as well. And especially working with Nicholas, I couldn't have wanted for anybody better to onboard. And like in the optimal case, we will also meet each other still this year, and I will be able to onboard you as well. But if not, you're in the best hands. And yeah, so we have a lot of collaboration going on. And in the tech team, for example, we meet on a daily basis, at least for a short daily, but also in other sessions, a lot of them remote. They're just, there's a good vibe, and that's important to me in my personal work, and yeah, I'm sure for you as well.
Thank you. What about you, Daniel?
For me, wow, there's so many things. I would say one of the key things that I really love about working here is the shine, learn, and grow mindset, which really is a priority to the organization, I feel, in daily interactions, but also in dedicated measures, which also includes a willingness to try things and fail, and not just a willingness, but actually this is expected, right? And I think also in data science specifically, sometimes you make a change and it won't have the impact that you thought it would have, right? You cannot always predict that. And I think this is really something that makes us extremely effective, because we're not afraid of going somewhere because it might not work.
We're flexible, right?
We're flexible, and that means we take risks, and sometimes they pay off, sometimes they don't, but if you don't take them, they will never pay off. So that for me is a big thing. And then something that's very close to my heart is also that in my 2 years here, I've redefined what leadership looks like to me. Because in our organization, leadership is not a role. It's not you are a manager and that's why you're a leader. No, everybody is expected to lead, to bring passion and energy to their initiatives. And for me, it took a while to get used to that, but it's extremely empowering that everyone in the organization can be a leader and is also expected to be a leader.
And at the same time, it means that communication just happens eye to eye, which I really enjoy.
Yeah. And there is no politics, and there are also no opposing incentives, I would say, where the one team tries to block the other team because they're looking for achieving a different goal. No, we're all going in the same direction. Of course, we have our different perspectives and desires, but in the end, it feels like we're on the same team and we're rowing in the same direction. Sometimes we discuss
trying to find the same priorities, right?
Exactly. Yes, of course. Understanding what is the direction that we want to go into and so on, and aligning, of course. But it's never one against the other. It's always aligning and coming to a conclusion and then committing to that.
And I think this ties in nicely with our Shine, Learn, and Grow. We call it a cornerstone or mission. That yes, we want to grow together. We want to positively challenge each other and have these conversations to actually evolve as an organization, but also as individuals. So I'm very happy that you see this as one of the very positive things that make you come to work every day.
I mean, I'm just super excited to get more power into the data science team. As I said, for me, it's the core to what we're doing, and I'm really, really glad that we as an organization took the decision to reinforce the team. And I'm super looking forward to having deep discussions with you on our models, on the impact that we're having on our clients. And if there are any questions about our product during the interview process, I'm also super happy to support, because this is for me really a super key hire that we're taking.
And from me, I guess I just want to emphasize that I think it's from a content level and the work that you're going to be doing, it's a cool time to join right now, because data science is taking up a new big project, more or less, or projects. That's why it's actually going to be a little hard for me to leave during this time. But I think that you can actually shape what you will be working on during the next year or so, at least, which is a cool opportunity.
Yeah. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for watching.
Thanks.
If you have questions around the role, if you want to apply, reach out to me. We'll also add the link at the bottom. And thank you for watching. See you.
Bye.
Bye.